There we are. Good evening. How is everybody doing this evening? So obviously we're back home in New York. So I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you had a great week, and I hope everybody is doing well. So all three of the videos that we had done down at the new homestead are up now, and so I hope you guys like them. Kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at. Kind of give you an idea of what I'm thinking. So. Uh, a lot of work to be done down there. It's going to be a very, very interesting thing, but that's okay. But we got home earlier today. I ended up getting up really super early, waking up very, very early. I woke up at like quarter to five, and so we were on the road by 5:20 this morning. And so we had a 7-hour drive, so it's a little bit of a long day. But anyway, before we get into everything, I just want to remind everybody again, if we have any issues with the stream, I'll get right back on. We shouldn't. Hopefully, we haven't since we switched providers, so that's a good thing. Also, remember, this is a very family-friendly oriented channel, so I would ask everybody to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue, we'll boot you out of here. So we're not going to have it. All right. And just putting that out there for everybody ahead of time. So anyway, so here we are. We are back home now after closing on the property down in West Virginia. So real happy about that. It's ours now, and it is going to be a fun adventure. So I'm just kind of give you guys an update of what's going to be happening. Next month, I will be taking another trip down to West Virginia. I plan on staying right on the property, working on things while we're there, and kind of going from there. Probably staying maybe a week, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be There's a lot that has to be done, and I kind of have to prioritize of what I want to try to get done while I'm down there, and to try to prepare for when we get down there. Well, at least me, get down there for the winter. So, but beautiful property, Eddie. Congratulations. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, James. Very kind of you to say. When I saw the property, it was so funny because we had driven out there, and Heather was like, so we stopped, and the guy, first thing he said to me was, "It's not too far back for you, is it?" And I'll never forget. I was like, "No, you have no idea." I go, "This is perfect." So um, Heather looked at me and she went, when her and I were standing off to the side, she goes, "This is the one, isn't it, Dad?" And I go, "Yeah, this is the one." I just looked at it. I knew, again, it's weird. You can look at a piece of property and see what kind of potential it has and what can possibly happen and be done with that property. And there is going to be, like I said, a lot of work. I realize it's going to be a ton of work, but I'm okay with that. But you might turn into Grandpa Walt. Yeah, right. Right. Well, I get Mom down there. We'll get her in a rocking chair, and then she, like I said, she becomes Granny. Once we get her on the porch in a rocking chair, she's no longer Grandma. She's Granny then. So my friend's son was just informed he's in the third wave deployed to Afghanistan. Let's talk about that for a second. What a freaking debacle. Okay, let's get into that a little bit. We look like such clowns for everybody around the world. First of all, we are not taking care of the people that took care of us over in Afghanistan, the interpreters. We should have pulled every freaking one of them out. They should have got a fast track for citizenship. If we let everybody and their brother come through that porous southern border, why not take care of the people that helped us? Ed, when I moved into the woods with no neighbors, love it. Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome because there's not going to be anybody really close, And because I have 25 acres, they can't be really close. So that's a good thing too. Um, but so anyway, I want to get back to this thing over there. So then they, announced they're withdrawing, and they kind of have a date in mind. And the Afghan army is not fighting; they don't care. They're just laying down. And I want you guys to remember something. Who armed the Afghan army with all kinds of stuff, all kinds of equipment, uh, you know, rockets, whatever you wanted? We did. So who do you think has all of those things now? The Taliban. I mean, it's simple. I mean, it's not. None of it is rocket science. I mean, if you sit down and you think about it, it is absolutely insanity that we lost so many lives and did what we did over there just to hand it back to the same people and just let them just take it over. You know, over 20 Humvees and tanks and helicopters, all heavily armed. Yeah, and now they have all that ammo, all that weaponry. It is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So now we're sending more troops back over there to help, because they're taking things over too fast. And like I said, we look like clowns. No, we learned nothing from it. I'm gonna let me explain to you how this works, guys. Okay, we just got done being involved, and it's almost done. We're gonna be getting out of there in a 20-year war. All right, a war which we could have finished up realistically if we had wanted to, within inside of a couple of weeks, right? But there's no money in it if you finish things off quickly. If you can drag it out for years and years and years, then they can continue to fight and make money and spend all kinds of money on whatever they're spending it on. Hey, mountain kayaker, love your West Virginia property. Did you hear the buzz about mandates for interstate travel? I did hear that, and again, thank you very much for the donation and thank you for the question. I did hear about that. I think they're going to have to be really, really hard pressed to do that. Again, our country is way, way too big. There's too many roads. You cannot block off every single road. Now, maybe like major highways, they could do something like that. But again, that's such a slippery slope. And you're going to have a huge problem convincing people realistically that that's a good thing and that we should be doing that. Let's have more restrictions on people, and you've got to have permission to travel around our own country. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think that it'll go over well. I want you to just you can realistically look at what is going on in France right now. Let's look at what's going on in France right now with the people flipping out over the different mandates and the different things that they have going on there right now. So that's a good indication of, I think, what would happen here. Listen, I will be the first to admit we are the fattest, laziest country in the world. We truly are, okay? But there's only going to be so much of our freedoms that people are going to say, okay, that's fine. Go ahead and continue to take them. I don't understand how people are not standing up and flipping out over all these things going on. We have to remember these people in Congress, these people in the House, they work for us. They work for us. We don't work for them. We don't ask them permission to do whatever we want to do. They need to answer to us. So people need to stop letting just them run ramshot over the top of us and just continue to take it. I mean, guys, I called this. What is going on right now? I called this months ago. I said they're amping this up. Remember, first of all, it was like, oh my God, the scary Delta variant, and it's so much more contagious. But again, the percentage of people that are really dying from it, realistically, I mean, and let's be realistic, it's not that high. It's not that high, But again, did you hear that Pinball said about the U.S. being under heightened scrutiny? I did not see that. No, I did not see that. With the crackdown on opiates, the U.S. doesn't need Afghanistan anymore. Yeah, well, People still want that heroin. Believe me, they'll still get the heroin in here. They probably got it all set up with the Taliban for them to ship it in. It's all the manipulation is so extreme that people don't understand. It really don't. I mean, you know, you look at what we did with Vietnam. We were in Iraq forever and a day. You know, now 20 years. In Afghanistan. For what? Just to give it all back? Realistically, I mean, we need to stop, playing with one hand tied behind our back. If we go into a place like that, what needs to happen? Here's the line. This is the line. Everybody on that side of the line is the enemy, and you just take care of them. You just take care of them, and that's it. You take it over. It's yours. Period. And anybody who resists you, you wipe them out. Period. All this other nonsense that goes on, you make it so horrific to attack American soldiers that people won't want to do it. That they won't want to do it. Because the cost of life on their side would be so severe that would be the end of it. But no, we play these freaking games and we're hearts and minds and all this nonsense. Those people are going to hate us no matter what, period. Okay? So why do we continue to think that we're going to win? You think the people in Afghanistan that trusted us, that said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna help these Americans out. That I'm gonna make that call." I wonder how they feel now when they're being abandoned. Hey, Pamela Sherry, did the CIA mind experiments overstop after MK Ultra, or is this purposeful? I think it's purposeful. I think all of it's purposeful. There is. Why am I moving? Oh my goodness, let me count the ways. I am not leaving this property here in New York. I'm still going to keep this property in New York. I'm going to have the second property in West Virginia. Let's go with number one. Let's go with weather. All right, much warmer in West Virginia than it is here in New York. We're going to you still have change of seasons, but winters are going to be much milder. That's number one. Number two, West Virginia is a red state. I live in a blue state. Okay. The nonsense that goes on here in New York is absolutely ridiculous. West Virginia is an open carry and concealed carry state. You don't have to jump through hoops to try to be able to protect yourself as you do in New York. So there's another reason. Another reason is the taxes. The taxes are so much cheaper in West Virginia than they are here in New York. So, there's so many reasons I can't even begin to tell you. Better weather, not having to deal with 6 months of winter every single year. It gets absolutely insane. And they continue to play these games and lock us down in New York, and just it's ridiculous. So there's a lot of reasons. Oh yeah, and the rest of New York State, let's not forget that Jen Boyle said, besides New York State is a big funnel to New York City. Most of the money, tax revenue wise, that is from upstate New York goes down to support New York City. That's where that money goes. We don't really take care of our own up here that well. All of our money is going down there, which it shouldn't. But so there's a myriad of reasons, and I've wanted to get out of New York for a while. Before my ex and I went our separate ways, I wanted to get out of New York. Hey, Asif, make sure Cuomo does not follow you to West Virginia. All right, he won't go. See, let's talk about that for a second, too. Thank you very much for the donation. I don't think he's following me to West Virginia. Hey, Mary Lap, and how soon will they round up the unjabbed, and how will they do it? That's gonna be a very, very difficult thing to happen. If they started to try to do something like that, you're going to see rebellion in this country. You will absolutely see rebellion in this country. So I don't think they're going to try to make it so difficult to live your life. That's how I see things being played out more in that way, where people will just give in. So go along to get along. That's what a lot of people will do. But I think that if they really push too hard, you will see revolution in this country. And it wouldn't shock me if you see revolution in this country anyway. I think people have had enough. I think they really, truly have had enough. So I want to go back to, hold on a second. I wanted to Well, let's talk about the Cuomo situation a second. Now, they were going to try to impeach him, right? They've already got a thing in place that if he resigned, if he resigned, then they wouldn't impeach him. So why all of a sudden did Cuomo make the decision to resign? Do you think he did it for the good of the people and because of the scandal or anything like that, or could it possibly be? This is just my opinion. Just my opinion. Could it possibly be the pension of $50,000 a year for the rest of his life? You think that might have had something to do with it? Because if he was impeached, he doesn't get the pension. Hmm, that's very, very interesting, I think. Isn't that amazing how that works? But heaven forbid, if you do something unethical on your job and you get let go, or if you resign to try to avoid it, you're not gonna get all the benefits of that. So he can run again because he wasn't impeached. I think he'd have a real hard time being reelected as well if he tried to do that. But I don't think you'll see him run again. I don't think so. But yeah, I don't think there'll be any political comeback. When you're talking a sexual scandal, that's usually the end of the that is usually the end of the line for those kind of guys because there's too much baggage attached with it. Now he still can be brought up on charges for what he's done. Hey, Pamela Sherry, did you see there is a third new Hunter Biden laptop? How stupid can one person be? I did not see that. But apparently, well, if you're all coked up all the time, you're probably not thinking clearly. Hey, Paul Taylor. Hey, Ed. Down here in South Alabama right now, uh, sipping CO. Nothing wrong with that. So we just got home today, and actually Heather is sleeping at the moment. So I did take a little nap myself. I definitely needed it, but he can be sued civilly, but he can also he's still going to be brought up on charges. So he faces, prosecution for what he's done, which he absolutely should. Hunter Biden now wants to make sex tapes and sell them. Yeah, I'm a negative person. I don't believe so, Damon Slayer. I'm not a negative person. Actually, I'm a very positive person. So I don't know what you're watching because we're talking about Cuomo. Maybe you don't like that, but I don't know. Whatever. I'm actually a very positive person. I'm really happy. Hey, Frank Ant. Uh, Cuomo will not follow you to West Virginia. You are not a young female intern. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's funny. So, oh, the title makes it sound that way. Well, okay, so let's talk about the title of the stream. Let's talk about the title of the stream. What do we see constantly? Constantly in the news. What do you see? Do you see anything positive? Do you see anything uplifting? Everything is negative. Everything is, depressing. Everything is bad. You need to be in fear. You need to live in fear. You need to comply. That's what the news. If you watch the news, that's depressing. Hey, Asif, Gary Hart and Monkey Business proves your point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you look at the different ones we were talking about in the stream the other day, the different politicians. You had the other governor here in New York. He had the sex scandal. He's out. He never came back. And then you had the congressman that was on Tinder or something, and he was married, putting shirtless pictures up there. Oh, he's gone. Okay, that's fine. Hey, actually, whatever. That he wasn't. I didn't take that as being trollish. To be honest with you, I'll be honest. I didn't take that as being trollish. People don't know you. They're going to make assumptions. They're going to jump to conclusions. That's what happens. So, but if you look at, and that's kind of why I put the title up the way I did, because there's nothing but negativity. It is unfortunate, that we have to deal with that constantly, and that's why I'm going to tell you what, and that's why I don't have television anymore, because it's like I don't have to turn on my TV and listen to nothing. I used to say to my ex-wife, I said, it's not the 11 o'clock news, it's the death news, because all you saw was negative, negative, negative all the time, So And you don't know, and they want people to be afraid. They really do. Echo in the Forest says you're very reasonable, Ed. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Back to green tea. So, but do you think a Civil War 2.0 is possible? You know, there are so many things that are possible. It is unbelievable that could possibly happen. We are in a really, if we allow, and this is what it comes down to, if we allow these people to dictate policy, to lock us down, to do as we are told, to have papers to travel, that's Nazi Germany. To stop you from traveling from state to state or any of that type of stuff, that's Nazi Germany. That's all that is. To dictate what you can and cannot do as a free human being, that's Nazi Germany. And then on top of that, they want to disarm you so that you can't fight back. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going along with any of that type of stuff. I'm not going to have somebody dictate to me what I can and cannot do on a day-to-day basis. Not at all. So, real quick, we got 564 in the chat. We're at 211 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time for doing so. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm, so the more interaction that we have, it is better for the channel for that way as well, so I thank you for that reason. The third reason is I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. It's just a game, always has been. It's just fun, so I thank you for doing it for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, what was I going to say? Oh, real quick, I want to talk about my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community on my website, which is a resource that we set up for you guys to connect with like-minded people. So definitely take advantage of that. It is free to join, does not cost anything. There is no credit card information to ask, but you do have to register, okay? It's a good place to connect with like-minded people. If you just want to go in and read the message boards and that type of stuff, you can do that as well. OFC Nation, it's better to have a civil war than genocide. Socialism always leads to genocide. I agree with you 100%. If you give in and let them win, and then they're going to do whatever they're going to do. You look at history. History continues to repeat itself, and people need to pay attention to history and see where things are going. Thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for the statement as well. Also on my website, we have the, if you go preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it will drop down. You'll see it'll say Legacy Foods. We have the Legacy freeze-dried foods available. 25-year shelf life, GMO-free, gluten options available. It is also vegan. Definitely take advantage of that. Largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies as well. Okay, so definitely take advantage of that. It's a good thing to have in your preps. And now, again, as I've said, I've been repeating, now is not an emergency. It's a good time to stock up on it when everybody and their brother's not rushing like they did in February and March and doing it all at once. So definitely take advantage of that. Pretty much everybody that ordered got their food already for the most part. There was a couple people that ordered late, but pretty much everybody that ordered food already has gotten all their food. So that's a really cool thing as well. So they're right on top of stuff. Also on my website, preppernurse1.com, you'll go there, you'll see the Four Fathers logo, which is a CBD and hemp store. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. Once you're at their website, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, when you check out, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1. You'll save yourself 15% on your purchase over there. So definitely take advantage of that as well. All right. So anyway, so let's get back to what we're talking about here. There is, like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of speculation of what's going to happen. Until they enact it in law, guys, nothing is, it's all hearsay. It's all speculation. But if we, the people, get in our congressman's ear, get in our senator's ear and say, listen, this is not acceptable to us. If you go a certain way, we're going to vote you out because that's what we still have that power to do. Hey Jesse S, just got on, but I have. If you have mentioned, oh, hold on a second. Just got on, but you haven't mentioned Hawaii has a class action lawsuit against the mayor. 1,200 so far, fire department, etc., and growing. Stay positive. Oh, that's cool. That's good to hear. And it's good. People need to stand up for themselves and say, "Hey, enough is enough." And if enough of us do that, we're going to be in much better situation. That really is, how it goes. Now I don't know if you guys had heard they're talking about a new variant coming out of South America now, and so it's very difficult to know what is the truth, what is not the truth, because realistically, and I'm a realistic person, I trust the news media? No. Do I trust the government? No. Do I trust big pharma? No. Real simple. Okay. So I just anything that they're feeding us, I take it with a grain of salt. Uh, I don't believe in living my life in fear. I mean, you see these things constantly. They're inundated. I mean, when I turn on my laptop and you get the news page comes up first, everything is pushing people to comply, to do as you're told, to be a good citizen. And I saw one, and this is how far, in my opinion, giving my opinion only, this is how far the propaganda is. This is a good example. So this person says, well, I don't trust the government and I don't trust big pharma, but I got it because I did it for my family, I did it for my community, and he's given all the lip service of what they have said that they have put out there of why you should do it. And I thought to myself, do you think that's going to work? Do you think people are going to go, oh, you know what? Yes. I don't trust my government. I don't trust big pharma, but yeah, sure, shoot me up with something that I have no idea what it is. And I want you guys to think about something. Okay? Viruses mutate. This is a fact. This virus has mutated. We know this virus is mutated. The vaccine was for this other variant, the original one. The Delta variant is a different variant. Now, they're saying if you have the shot that it is your if you still get the virus, they were calling them breakthrough cases, but they got to really kind of stop saying that because so many people, fully vaccinated people, are getting the Delta variant, that it's kind of proving a point that it doesn't help with that. But what's being said is this, and again, I'm going to always use their own words with what they say. They're saying that you don't get it as severely. So, Hey, Jesse S., we need to support everyone with being affected with mandates. We have to stand with them and in a safe and non-aggressive manner. We can do this. They fear us. And you know what? You're 100% correct. And I'm gonna touch on that a little bit here. SL says, how much freeze-dried food should you have per person? It should be part of your overall foodstuffs. So you should be diversified. You should have some freeze-dried foods. You should have canned foods. You should have dry goods. You need to have a little bit of everything. So exactly how much per person, it really is going to depend on what you want to do as an individual. Okay, so that's kind of how you have to look at it. I can't say, well, you should have this much. I don't know what you're comfortable with. I will show you, like I said, over here. There is let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. There's 12 buckets, and it's the bigger buckets right there. That's what we have as part of our food storage here. So, Mountain Kayaker, California hospitals mandating V for visitors. Really? See, and that's ridiculous. I'm going to tell you right now, if my loved one's in a hospital, and they tell me I can't go see them because I haven't had it, we're going to have a huge issue. I'm getting arrested. So that's just where I would stand with that. Again, we need to, as people, stand up. Now, I want to go back to the other person who made a point. She said in a nonviolent way, and I think that's an important part of what she said, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that's important. If we all start flipping out and getting very, very aggressive and causing confrontations and stuff like that, what you may end up seeing, you may see martial law enacted. And that would be a very detrimental thing to everybody, because then once martial law is enacted, you have no rights. They can do, the powers that be, that's the they, can do whatever they want. They can ignore the Constitution. They can lock you up. They can round people up. They can decide who is a political dissident, who is a troublemaker, who is one causing people to do different things badly. They can lock you up for no reason, and there would be nothing you could do about it. So that is not what we want. That is not what we want. But if we stand up collectively, if hospital workers stand up collectively and say, no. I saw a really interesting post the other day, and it was a nurse, and it said so many days that she had been on the front lines fighting, COVID, helping people, doing all these things, unvaccinated, using precautions, and now she's going to be forced to get this vaccine to continue to keep her job, and that's not right. That's not right. And so, now that somebody just said fake card, sign me up. Somebody was just charged, and I believe they charged him with a felony for falsifying documentation. So be very careful what you say with that type of stuff, because that can get you jammed up really, really well. And guess what happens then? Then you're in jail, and that doesn't help anybody. Okay? So again, we all have to make an individual choice. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But we should have respect for each other as human beings, that if you decide not to do it, to not try to bully, not try to intimidate. I'm going to give you a good example of something. Heather's, well, they're not together right now, but her ex-boyfriend, he went and got it. And I'm going to tell you the reason why he went and got it, which is, like, to me, is insanity. And she was very upset with him for doing it. He went and got it because his friends told him, well, we've all gotten it, and you can't hang out with us if you don't get it. Well, you know what? To me, they're not your friends. If they are going to dictate to you in that kind of a manner, that you're not allowed to hang out with us if you don't do this, if you don't comply, I'm sorry. I would be like, hey, see you later, have a good life. My buddy Randy, that we went out to Sturgis together. We rode out there together, stayed in the same hotel room. He has had it, and he knows I haven't. And guess what? We had enough respect for each other that we didn't care. I didn't care that he had it. It's his choice. Do what you got to do. But he also respected the fact that I wasn't gonna. So he didn't say, well, I'm not staying in the same hotel room with you because you don't have it, or I'm not going to go on this trip with you if you don't get it, because I would have told him to go screw himself. I'm sorry, but that's just, had to leave for a bit, but I'm back. Hey, Tamerwell, welcome back. Playing gray man out in public now. It's very, very difficult, when you have people like myself that are standing up and saying that, this is not what I'm going to do, does that make you a target? Of course it makes you a target. If they decide that they want to, if they want to try to force people to get it, I can tell you I have no intention of getting it for any reason. So, that's not going to happen. I like I said, I zero trust. Zero trust. So that's a big part of it for me. And I've also said, I have this wonderful thing called an immune system, and that's what it's designed for, to fight off viruses. How do you think you get stronger? How do you think that you get yourself to a point where you can be able to handle different things is because you get it, you get sick, you build up antibodies, natural antibodies, and that way it makes you stronger for the next time. When you are constantly jabbing yourself with whatever the latest and the greatest thing is, all you're doing is weakening yourself. In my opinion, that's my opinion. So, it's just like the flu shot. I want you guys to think about something about this. Every year, people before last year, because nobody was forced to get it last year. Remember, because it went away, magically disappeared. Until last year, every year they were like, oh well, this will help protect you, but it's 10% efficient, 10%. But people still lined up like sheep. Oh yeah, give it to me, give it to me. I don't understand it. I really truly don't. I really truly don't. But again, that's like I said, that's my opinion on that. But we need to, as human beings, as Americans, as Europeans, as Canadians, South America, everybody needs to stand up and say, hey, we're not going with this dictatorship type of mentality where you're going to dictate to us and have to have papers to be able to walk around and go where we want to go. Then they're going to have a trace of every step of everything that you're doing. It's none of their business. Now, obviously, they know every place that I've gone because I talk about it on YouTube. But, not everybody's out there talking about it on YouTube, So like I said, we all have to make individual choices. And that's, I'm not going to stop living my life. I'm going to continue to live my life. That's what I want to do. And that's my choice. And, I'm not going to have somebody dictate to me what is okay, where to go, and what I need to have to go to those places that I've gone my whole life and gone everywhere I've wanted to go without your permission. Yeah, what happened to land of the free? Exactly. So be careful, guys. Like I said, I want to go back to that comment earlier when she said doing things peacefully. Peaceful protest can make a difference if we get enough of us standing up and saying, no, this is not acceptable. No, we're not going to comply. No, we're not going to do this. They'll have to change their stance. They have to. They don't have a choice then. So Mary Lab said that will be in your rear view mirror soon. I'm going to tell you what, I'm really, really looking forward to getting down there. I love seeing Heather in the new place. I miss the shared videos you used to make together, and the new place is perfect. So many possibilities. It is a tremendous amount of possibilities. I realize that it's going to be a tremendous amount of work, But I know that if I go steady at it, just like I did here, it's going to take a while, and I realize that too, and that's okay. The biggest thing for me going down there this year, when the snow flies, or probably November is my game plan. I want to make 2 trips down. I want to go down once in September. I want to go down once in October before I go down for the winter. And I want to try to get things set up. So when I go down in September, I want to get a spot set up where I'm going to put the camper. I want to try to get a solar rack started, at least started, by getting a pole in and those type of things. Possibly start working on getting the water squared away. I got to really figure out what I'm going to need to do with that. But somebody talked about a ram pump, and that's cool. It's a really good idea. I think it's an awesome thing to use, and so there is plenty to do down there. It's just a matter of getting down there and getting started. When I go down in October, I would like to take the camper down in October and get that set up. So when I get there in November, it's a matter of, and maybe when I'm there in October for a week, maybe try to get some kind of an awning over the top of that camper. I think that would be something that would be really, really cool to do. You've lost so much weight and you look amazing. I haven't been on one of your lives for at least a year. Wow. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I did drop some weight. I'm going to drop some more. I definitely going to drop some more. I want to definitely, I want to take better care of myself. I think that's important. So, trying to watch what I eat, trying not to overeat. cut back on my sweets. That's my weakness. I'll be 100% honest. That is absolutely my weakness. I have a terrible sweet tooth. So, but it'll all come together. So, yeah, hard work is the best diet. You're absolutely right about that. But it's all, getting out there and doing hard work is great, but you also have to eat right at the same time. So that makes a big difference too. So I wanted really quickly, I want to talk about this for a second. So next week on Monday, I will be doing my live stream for members only at 8 o'clock. What I'm going to do for all of my members on Thursday of next week, I'm going to do a live stream for anybody that is a member. If you would like to become part of that membership, you go to my main page, you will click on the join button. You'll see the join button. It'll give you 3 options of what you can do. It's your choice of which level you want to be at. But on Monday, I will be live streaming for the hardcore preppers only. And so if you would like to be part of that, you're more than welcome to be. If you don't want to be, that's perfectly fine too. I've had people get pissed off and say, I can't believe you're doing a membership. Well, I still do the same things that I've been doing forever. I'm still live streaming 3 days a week, at least 3 days a week, trying to get videos up for you guys every day, and I'm going to continue to do those things. If you guys want to be part of the membership, it's more personal. So if you want to be a hardcore prepper and you want to get into a chat where there is a very limited number of people in that chat, you're going to get a lot more extra attention. So that's what that's about. So what do I mean by the main page? So if you go Mountain Kayaker, if you go to YouTube and you type in Prepper Nurse 1, it'll take you to my main page to start with. And then, then you can click on go into videos or whatever the case may be. But that main page on YouTube, you will see the join button. They also have the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, but the join button is for the memberships. So if you're interested in that, that's how you get to that. And if you have an iPhone, they don't have that on the iPhone. I will show you. Let me show you on here. And you can change that, but I don't know how to change that. You would have to look it up if you have an iPhone. But if you have, okay, you can see this here. Hopefully you can. Let's see. I'll try to get that closer. I don't know if you guys can see that, but right on here it says join. I don't know if you can. I'm going to try to get that. Yeah, there we go. You see the join button? It's right there under the number of subscribers. It says join. That's how you do it. So just for anybody that is interested, that's how you do it. So yeah, just click Prepper Nurse 1 besides Ed's avatar. There you go. EV3 Dale says that. So that's the easiest way to do it. If you would like to, that's up to you. Will it work on Mac? That I don't know, Mountain Kayaker. I have no idea. That I really don't know. Ed, will you keep in shape exploring your property? Oh, I'm going to tell you what. We came up that hill. That's a workout. That's a workout. And I'll be honest with you. When I get into those woods and start doing some chainsawing and stuff like that, it absolutely is going to keep me in really, really good shape. Now, I had some people made the suggestion, and I thought about this, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I really haven't. I got to be down there for a while before I kind of make that decision. But they said selectively have a logger come in and selectively take out a few trees. Possibly. I don't know yet. I really want to get in there, get working on projects, and really get a feel for the property and kind of go from there. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet as far as that. I'll tell you right now, I'm not having any logger come in there and clear cut anything. That's not going to happen. I love the woods. I think the woods are a beautiful thing, and there's plenty of wood down that I can go in and I can harvest a tremendous amount of wood down there and have plenty of wood for burning. So, and yes, I will have a wood burning stove down there as well. Obviously won't need it like I need it in New York. So 8,000 U.S. troops on their way to the U.S. embassy in Afghanistan. You know what? I knew that it was originally like 3,000, and they're trying to get people out of there. So yeah, it's gotten very dangerous, and so I know that they have had to. But again, why are they not taking care of things? Russ Williams said, I contracted Guillain-Barré from the flu shot, and I'm not medically eligible for the shot. I wanted it 100% vax mandate. Could be a death sentence for me, yet there is no exemption to protect me. That's insane. That is insane. So I think with a medical exemption, it would protect you, that you wouldn't have to. Oh, the Taliban is going in to these different cities and they're killing people that worked with the U.S. They're absolutely doing that. So, and it's all a game. It's just a game. So, we have to decide. Like I said, for me, get our people out of there, get the people that helped us, get them out of there because they deserve that. If anybody deserves to be able to come over to the United States to get citizenship, it's the young men and women that helped the U.S. service members. I want you to think about that. Without an interpreter, how would you contact or be able to talk about? They are also stoning women for dressing provocatively already. Oh yeah, they want them to be completely submissive again, and yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Yep, doing the same thing the Viet Cong did in Vietnam. You're right, exactly. And anybody that complied or worked with, or who they considered, against them, they'll take them right out. And we need to watch out for those people that helped us. I think that's hugely important. I'll bet you if you asked the soldiers that were over there, they would absolutely say in a heartbeat, probably to a man, probably to a woman, let's get those folks out of there that helped because we needed them. And, they were promised that we would help them. So, to turn our backs on them now, it's disgusting. And where's our credibility? How do we go into the next conflict? Because there'll be another conflict. How do we go into the next conflict and say, hey, trust us, we're America? Well, they would say, well, wait a minute, look what you did in Afghanistan. So, All right, so let's do this. I know we're past actually the time I should have been doing the egg count already. We'll get back on that now that I am home. Uh, so while we're doing the egg count, we're at what, 596 in the chat. We're at 380 and a thumbs up. Let's shoot another thumbs up to show support for the channel if you have not done so already. And I thank you ahead of time for doing so. And if again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel as well. So thank you for that reason as well. And again, I like to see a lot of thumbs up, so that's obviously part of the game as well. So I appreciate you doing it for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. Hey, Jennifer Skinner. Let's see. Hey, just getting here. Had to finish watching the video sent to me about the giant. Have you heard about it? Proposed to come to 21 cities near us. I had not heard about that. I have no idea what you're talking about. But thank you very much. I'll try to look it up after the stream is over with. And but thank you very much for the donation. Okay, so got lots of guesses here. An early guess was right on the money, and it's somebody that actually does pretty good on guessing the egg count. And their name is Randy Romines. So if you had the same exact guess is Randy Romines with 8 eggs, then you are 100% correct today. I have 14 laying hens right now. The babies are not quite there yet, so we get once in a while. I've been getting some pullet eggs out of them. So that's where we are at. But Thickneck did lay today, which is good. So, but right now I have 14 laying hens. But some of my girls are getting older, so I don't know how well they'll do. Let's see. Yes, Thick Neck did lay today. Yep. Hey, Lola J. I heard a story recently where if you don't get the shots at a certain company, they're charging a higher insurance premium for their employees. Now, I think that yeah, I heard that as well, and I don't know the validity of that. I think that that would be something that you could absolutely be sued over because I think that that is wrong. That they could charge you more. That does well. Realistically, who's making money off this thing? Who's making money off of it? Insurance companies are always making money, you know. And you'll also, big pharma is always going to make money. And I love now all of a sudden they're saying, oh, we're going to probably have to have a booster shot. Well, of course they are because the thing has changed. It's just, it is amazing. It really, really is amazing. But remember, especially if you're young, if you get it, you only have a 99.9% chance of surviving if you get it, if you're young. Now, my age, I only have a 99.5% chance of surviving if I get it. Terrible, terrible odds. So, yeah, I just, it amazes me. It really, really amazes me. So when we were at the fair in West Virginia, we went to the state fair. It was a very nice time. It was very hot. I met one of my subscribers again that actually came to the prepper get together, John, and he had his wife with him, and I hadn't met her before, so I got to meet her. Very, very nice young lady. And so they had met us at the fair, and it was brutally hot. I mean, it was 97 degrees. So Heather was feeling a little bit of the temperature, and she's like, Dad, it's really getting hot. And I said, well, what time we got? And I think it was like, by that time, it was like 3:30 or something like that. I'm like, all right, we're out of here. So, but Sonia Klein said the Delta variant is bad. I'm taking my supplements and vitamins. Okay, my advice to everybody, get your proper rest. Take your vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin D, especially vitamin D. Vitamin D helps boost your immune system. If you live in the Northeast, again, if you live in the Northeast, especially in the wintertime, you are most likely vitamin D deficient. So take your vitamin D, take your zinc, take your vitamin C, which helps you recover faster if you do get sick. All right, yep, D3, vitamin D3. Take those, get your proper rest, watch your weight, make sure your weight is in an area where it's not going to be detrimental to you, because the people that are being most affected, again, 80% of hospitalizations, this is their number, this isn't a number I made up. 80% of all hospitalizations have one mitigating factor in common. The people are either overweight or they are obese. So imagine that, they're already compromised to begin with. So, in our society now, you look at the younger kids. How many younger kids are overweight and obese? A tremendous amount of them, which is very, very sad. And in my opinion, giving my opinion only, I think if you are a parent and you have a child that is severely overweight, that to me is child abuse. I'm sorry. You are setting that child up for a lifetime of failure. That's not how it should be. No judgment, just I'm giving you my opinion. Not that you asked, but I am freely giving my opinion. That's what I do. And, but again, if you're taking care of yourself, you're getting your proper rest, which realistically, how many people get their proper rest? Not enough. Not enough of us. I generally, this last few weeks, I've been burning the candle on both ends and pushing and doing a lot of miles with riding and, and stuff. Like today, we drove, over 460 miles today alone. So, that's a long day. It wears on you. So, it's with the zinc, I take 50 milligrams a day. That's what I take. What I would suggest, Gizmo's World, consult your doctor. Depending on what size you are, and stuff like that, you kind of really have to, you know, you have to really go by doctor's opinion of what you should be taking. That would be my suggestion. So I would talk to whoever your doctor is and go from there. And for some kids, the weight begins incredibly young and just gets away from the parents. I understand that. I understand that. But you can't. I don't believe in shaming children. I don't believe in that. But you can lessen the time that they spend indoors on laptops playing games, and you can have activities where you get them outside. You can watch your child's diet, having them give them choices, but give them healthy choices. I know it's difficult, and I know it's hard in our day and age, but there's definitely things you can do without shaming your child. We should never shame our children, but getting them outside, getting them active, getting them swimming. Swimming, I'm telling you right now, kids love the water. Get them out there, get them swimming. The weight's gonna come off. It just will. And you got to really watch and regulate what they're eating. And I know it's very difficult in this day and age because everybody is busy. A lot of cases, both parents are working. So, yeah, bike, walk, climb a tree, there's so many activities. I mean, growing up, we were out all the time. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many miles on a bicycle I put in a day. Going and visiting friends. Nobody lived close to each other. We had to, ride the bike, go down to the neighbors, and then you took the bike and you all rode someplace else. So, we played kickball. We played, baseball. I played a lot of basketball growing up. There's so many different things. Yeah, and the lockdowns don't help. You're absolutely right. But, still trying to get the kids being active is a good thing if you can do it. I'm just putting that out there. Listen, I'm not judging people. I'm not telling you, but to me, looking at our society today, growing up, okay, we had in my school, we had one fat kid. I remember we had one fat kid in the school, in the whole school. And you look at the way that they are now. Everybody's eating fast food or processed foods. They're not eating healthy. There's not really a ton of home cooked meals. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm kind of guilty as well. We never really did a whole lot of home cooked meals. We were grazers. That's what we were. Me and the kids we were grazers. The kids are just like me. They're night people. So, you sleep, you get up, you're hungry, you go get yourself, you fix something. You just grab something, whatever. That's what we did. So, we didn't do a whole lot of home cooked meals. But people are not fat in Oklahoma. Okay, well, there is plenty of them out there that are. There's plenty of them out there that are. And again, it's something that we truly have 100% control over. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get on steroids, if they got you on steroids, you will gain weight if you were on steroids. Certain medications that they put people on, people will gain weight with those medications. That happens. So I'm not saying that, everybody's lazy and fat and just eating all kinds of crap. But I will tell you this, anytime I go down to town, any time of the day, the McDonald's is always jamming. Always jamming. And then Heather even said that. She goes, man, Dad, do you ever notice no matter what time we come here, that McDonald's is very, very busy? And I'm like, every freaking time. So, easy and quick meal, right? So that's and realistically, it costs more to eat healthy, which is sad. It shouldn't cost more to eat healthy, but it does. So, yep, you got to have plenty of fiber. That definitely helps as well. So, but you're right. Same here. Expensive. Oh yeah, eating healthy is not cheap. Absolutely not cheap in any way, shape, or form. So, and I'm gonna tell you what. like I said, for me, my weakness is sweets. That's my addiction. I love cookies and pies and cakes and candy. I love it all. So that is my absolute weakness. And I'm not exactly skinny. I mean, I was very thin growing up. you know. But I'm trying to, get myself into better shape. Being on the road and traveling as much as I have the last couple of weeks sure hasn't helped. I can tell you that. But now that I'm back home and I have plenty of stuff that I need to work on here, and I'm going to get into that and and get busy and I'll eat better now that I'm home. But again, when you're on the road, it's just really convenient to stop and grab something to eat. You're tired, you're on the go, and it's just easy. I haven't ate McDonald's in over 6 months. Um, today made and had it today and made me sick. Oh yeah, it's a really heavy food, really really heavy food. So uh, yeah, and you don't pay your kid in French fries to eat veggies. You're right. No, absolutely not. So, but again, it's just being active, getting kids active and doing engaging and slip and slide. Think about that. That's something that's really easy to do. And they're running and sliding, and they're getting exercising, but they're exercise, but they're not even realize they're getting exercise because they're just having fun. They're being kids, and so I think that's a good thing. So, just my 2 cents on that. So, I want to do some shout outs to some other channels really really quickly, and while I'm doing that, let's shoot up there. Let's see, what are we at? 448. Let's shoot for 550 today, just for fun. Let's see if we can hit 550. So if you haven't shot that thumbs up, I'm going to ask you to do that, please, to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Again, also, it really does help with the algorithm, so the more interaction, the better it is for the channel. And of course, the third reason I do like to see a lot of thumbs up, that's part of the game. And again, if you're not subscribed, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So we're going to start out with Doug and Stacy. Love their channel. They're really awesome. Marfugal News is another one that I love. I think he's a great guy. Definitely go and show him some support. Icky Can, obviously JJ's got his link up there. Let's show him some support as well. He's up in Canada. Up in Canada, we also have Sean James, another great channel. He has 2 channels. He has Sean James and he has My Self-Reliance. Very, very cool to watch him build and do what he does. He is amazing. Canadian Prepper is another good channel. A lot of good information with him. Alaskan Granny. Hey, Mountain Kayaker. She became a beginner prepper. Well, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate that. So, then you have, Ice Age Farmer. You also have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project is another great channel. I like Wranglestar. I think he's got a great channel as well. Southern Prepper 1 is another channel. And, yep, Marfugal comes on about 9 or 10. Yep, because, he's on the West Coast. So, but then you have Green Greg's is another channel. Magic Prepper would be another one. Pinball, of course, is another channel. And like I said, I truly believe we should all be supporting each other and lifting each other up instead of trying to beat each other down. I don't think that serves any purpose whatsoever. So I think it's really good to try to support each other, and I think that's a good thing. So there's so many channels, guys, and I always I blank out a lot of times when I get on here. How is your garden doing this summer? Our garden has been unbelievably awesome. Huge produce on the garden. We do give a lot of our stuff away. I will tell you that. I'd like to share with the neighbors, and we do that. It's another way of giving back. And, if you're blessed with a huge bounty, it's a really great thing to do. And so I think that that's really important. And so that's why we do it, North Shore Preparedness has great canning videos. Very cool. Okay, Tamara just put that out there. So again, there's another channel. There's so many channels, guys. And again, I think it's important. Properly seasoned cast iron, healthy to eat food prepared in. Yeah, you definitely need to continue to make sure that after each use of your cast iron, that you're re-seasoning your cast iron. So that is a really good thing to do. Sensible prepper, some suburban hillbilly just said that. So again, let's support each other. Go to the different channels. Tell them Prepper Nurse One sent you. Like I said, I have never talked with Wrangle Star. I have never spoken with Southern Prepper One. I just think that they're good channels. I've never spoken with Sean James, but I think they put out good videos, and I think it's like I said, we can all learn from each other. I have talked with Doug from Doug and Stacy in the past, and like I said, they continue to share information, and I think that that's important, and I think we should all be doing that. So, but that's what we should be. That's what we should be doing, and you know, trying to continue to be as free as we possibly can be. I think that is important as well. Don't lay down. Don't give up your freedoms. We should be fighting for our freedoms. I think that is so important to do. If we lay down and just let them do what they want to do, we're screwed. So we need to fight back. We need to stand up. We need to remind these folks that they work for us. That's how it works. They work for us. So we have stocked up on coffee and got a marker that does 1 cup at a time, K-cup or loose. Oh, very cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to tell you what, having alcohol, having coffee, having cigarettes, they are actually good things to have. They are good barter items. People are still going to have their vices. Those vices are not going to go away if something happens, or I should say when something happens, and Tamara said, Ed, loved your new property. Thank you very much. I am beyond excited about being down there and working on it. And, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work, but, the winters down there are not even close to being as bad as they are up here. So it'll be an opportunity for me to work on things, even if it's colder. And if I'm out working in the woods, it's going to be better anyway. So Angel Rose said, crap, I missed an hour of your video. My 3-year-old was way too much work today. I'm going to tell you what, here's some advice that I will give all the young mothers and all the young fathers out there. Enjoy that time. Enjoy it. It goes by so very fast, and you're going to blink your eyes and they're going to be grown, and you're going to go, where did that time go? Savor every moment of it. And I want you to remember, even on those days that are the most frustrating and the hardest days, one day you're going to miss it. One day you will absolutely miss it, because it goes so fast. I look at my guys, Eddie and Heather are going to be 20, in October. And, and then I look at Josh, and Josh is going to be 26 in January. And I go, my goodness, where did that go? Where did it go? It goes so fast. So, but enjoy that time, because like I said, one day, believe it or not, you're going to miss it. You really will. Let's do this really quickly. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the place. We're all over the world, all over the country. Where is everybody from? And where are you guys all from tonight? Let's do another thumbs up too. Let's get let's get it past 550. We're at 513. So if you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, let's do that too to show support for the channel, and thank you. Pueblo, Colorado, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, West Virginia, Chile, Philly, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, San Antonio in Texas. We have Wyoming, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Ocala, Florida, Leesburg, Florida, Central Pennsylvania, Duncansville, Pennsylvania, Northwest Missouri, Central Missouri, Fort Worth, Texas, Missouri and the Ozarks, Tennessee, Ohio, North Carolina, Southwest Ontario, Canada. We have Phoenix, Navajo Nation in Arizona. Welcome. Thank you for being here. East Central Illinois, BC, Canada, Masonburg, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Louisiana, Alabama, Northern California, New York, Canton, Ohio, Western New York, Orlando, Florida, Kansas, Northwest Maryland, Louisville, Kentucky, Northeast New York, Hillman, Michigan, Southeast Georgia, Round Rock, Texas, Miami, Florida, Oregon, Kettering, Ohio, Galton, Pennsylvania, North Highlands of California, very nice, Fort Collins, Colorado, North Slope of the Smokies, very cool. We have Wisconsin, Arkansas, Maryland, Iowa, Indiana, Littletown, New Hampshire, very nice. The UK, very cool. Michigan, South Carolina. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge family. We're a huge network of people. And, we are the ones, and I truly believe that can make a difference. I think we were awakened for a reason, to get ready, to try to help those when the time comes that are unprepared. Because there's going to be plenty of them out there. And there's going to be a lot of very lost people that are going to need guidance. They're going to need help. They're going to need people like us that know what we're doing because we've been doing it to guide and help people. And I think that's important to try to do that. You got Virginia Beach, Virginia, Westenheimer, Colorado, Edgewater, Florida. So, but again, all over the country, all over the world, like I said, we're a huge network of people. And I think we're the ones that can make a difference. I really do. Yes, I will be taking the four-wheeler to the new property. I will also take the trailer that goes with the four-wheeler. They will be utilized heavily. I'll go down. There is some trails, and I'm going to have to show you guys. There's actually a gate in the one trail that we were kind of going down. It kind of looks like it's partially washed out because of the weather and the water. There's a gate at the top of that, and so I definitely will utilize that, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But I will, I'll utilize that, load it up with wood, bring the wood back, and start stacking that up, and whatever else I'm going to be doing. And I think having the trailer is going to help if I need to put stone in the road, leading into the property. I can, get a load of stone and then just use the four-wheeler and the little trailer and put some in there and hit a spot and do that and stuff like that. So what will you be working on your first trip to the new property? Great question, Bob and Ann. Okay, so when I get down there next month, I'm going to go down next month. And what I plan on working on to start with, I definitely got to work on the road in. The road in has got to be worked on. I would like to make a spot where I plan on having the camper, getting stone in to that part of the property to get that set up so that when the following month in October, I would like to bring the camper down in October and get it all set up. I would like to try to work on getting solar set up this first trip down as well. And what I mean by getting it set up is not getting the solar panels on there, but getting the rack set up and stuff like that. Once I get the camper down there in October, that's when I would like to actually hook up the solar. So get a couple of batteries down there, get some solar panels purchased ahead of time that will be used for West Virginia, and hopefully have that rack in place and start being able to collect power right away and doing it that way. I'm not sure if the first trip that I'm going to have time to work on the water. Maybe that'll be a second trip. I don't know, in October. Before I go down for November, ideally, if everything falls into place and comes together the way I would hope it would, before I go down in November for the winter, I would like to have the water situation squared away. I would like to have the power situation squared away, so that when I get there, I'm not scrambling trying to figure out how to get those things squared away when I first get there. So that's part of it for the first part of the trip down there. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And hopefully, I plan on being down there for at least a week in September. I plan on being down there for at least a week in October. So I think that I can get quite a bit done in that time frame, and hopefully connect with somebody locally down there that can give me some assistance with, a bulldozer or something to that effect, in seeing what I have to do as far as getting stone in. Can I get, a partial load of stone in my truck? Will they put stone in my truck? I don't know. Do I have to have stone delivered and dropped off in a pile someplace, and then have to shovel it all into, the truck, or, whatever. So I'm not 100% sure, you know, how I plan on doing all that. So, but I'll get that all figured out when I go back down. I'm going to be making a lot of phone calls before I go back down. So that's part of what I plan on doing as well. And so, like I said, it will all come together. Hey, Gigi, thank you very much for the donation, hon. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, get security before you leave anything down there. Oh yeah, no, you know what? I'm going to tell you, it's definitely a good area. There's people, like I said, that will be watching out. I know that. And so, yeah, things will be taken care of on that aspect as well. Trust me. So, yeah, we will be security minded, but might want to add a hole for an outhouse. Well, that's a possibility. We'll see what happens. So, is it possible for a dump truck spread some of the stone? I don't know. I don't know if they will go down in there, down the road or not. If they would, that would be great. Yeah, Bigfoot security. Well, I know they call it Bigfoot country down there, so I think that's kind of neat. I think that's kind of neat. So, the underground bunker type of stuff would be winter projects. I definitely want to do that as well. I'll be honest with you, to have that storage, where it's seasonally always the same temperature. So that's part of the game plan as well. So that's what we're gonna. There's gonna be a lot to do. You're gonna get to share that with everything. No, there's no electric hookups on the property. No, it is too far in. Yeah, there is no electric hookup. Yeah, I'm going to be doing just like I did here at the homestead here. It's going to be strictly solar, and that's the way I would want it, even if they had hookups. So that's. And I hope there's no hurt feelings. Miss you. Want to catch up. No, I have no hurt feelings. I don't even know why. Why would you even say that? I don't have hurt feelings about anything. So I don't hold grudges. I don't hate anybody. So that's as far as that goes. So, but anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job. What are we at? 560. Let's do one more push here, guys. I know I said 550, so we're already past 550. Let's do another push just for fun. Let's see how close to 600 we can hit before we jump off of here. So again, if you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you very much. Oh, you were an old moderator? No, no. There's no hard feelings, man. None whatsoever. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. And again, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's, of course, part of the game. So also, again, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to hit that bell icon to get all notifications. So again, I'd like to thank my moderators who do a great job keeping the chat clean. I appreciate all of you for being in stream after stream and being here to be supportive. Thank you all for doing what you do, ladies and gentlemen. Also, thank all of you for being here. You guys are a big part of what I do, and I appreciate the support. You guys are fantastic. So thank you all for being here as well. Again, remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can figure that out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. People need to realize that we got to stop letting them divide us. And it's exactly this latest thing with the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. That's the latest thing, the tool being used to divide us. We can't let them use that against us. Don't judge people for doing or not doing. We can't. Individual choices, everybody's got to make a choice. And that's how I feel about that. I would prefer that you use your brain and you think for yourselves, and you just don't listen to propaganda nonstop and constantly. Make your own choices. So that's my advice to anybody. But don't let them divide you over race, religion, political affiliation. Let's stop, because they win. We'll never defeat them if we do it that way. Okay. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's gonna happen in life. So it's really, really important to tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. We got 11 more thumbs up to hit 600, guys. Come on, we can do it. Also remember, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right. So, let's just stay focused. Stay focused. Stay positive. Don't let them get you down. That's important. So what do we have? 596. We need 4 more thumbs up, guys. Well, now 597. We 3 more. Let's do it. Let's hit 600. So thank you all for being here. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate the support. Stay focused. Keep prepping. Don't stop prepping. Don't stop prepping. Keep doing what you need to do. Okay. So where we are, we got it. We're 602. Awesome. I will see you all later. I hope everybody has a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.